Well, I've been kind of wanting to give a review of my KelTek PF9, and I thought I'd just go ahead and get down to it. First thing I'm going to do, I want to get, all the technical junk out of the way because, let's face it, everybody kind of likes to hear the technical stuff, even though if, you're really in the market for a pistol, you hopefully will do a little bit of research so you can learn all this stuff yourself. But it is a 9mm, so you got actually 9mm ammo. It weighs about 12.7 ounces unloaded. Okay, fully loaded magazine weighs about 2.8 ounces, roughly. Obviously, depending on the round. It's about 5.85 inches long, so a little less than 6 inches. No bigger than your hand. It's about 4.3 inches tall, and the thing that I like best about it is it's only 0.88 inches wide. One of the thinnest pistols on the market in 9mm. I like that. Barrel length is only 3.1 inches, so it's not really a long pistol, which of course means your muzzle velocity isn't going to be as great as, say, a 4 or a 5-inch barrel, but hey, who cares? If it stops somebody, it stops somebody. Hopefully you'll never have to do that or utilize it for that purpose. It is a 7.1 round capacity, meaning you have 7 rounds in the magazine, 1 in the chamber, so always go loaded. And by the way, yes, I have no ammo there, and if you look in you can see it's unloaded. The trigger pull on it is 5 pounds. It also is what's called a double action, okay? Meaning that you have to pull this trigger, and again, as I showed you, it's empty, in order for this thing to go off. You have to pull this thing all the way back. The hammer raises, and as the hammer raises, you get all the way back to here before it actually goes off. Okay, so that's quite a long trigger pull. So if you're looking for something with a hair trigger on it, forget it. This ain't it. It does retail for I've seen it between $250 and $325 around there. Manufactured suggested retail price is $333, so if you can get it around there, you're doing pretty good. It does come with a nice little plastic case. It's not custom fit or anything, but hey, what do you want for that kind of money? It is a snappy little pistol because it is so light, meaning that when you pull that trigger, it's going to try to jump out of your hand. And mind you, for all you pistol aficionados out there, I understand you understand what it means, but I figure if anybody that's never had a pistol before and is in the market for one doesn't understand, I figured I might explain what I mean. It's really not meant to be a range pistol. It is a self-defense weapon. That's what it was built for. Concealed carry, because of the fact that it is, again, very snappy. After a while, your hand is going to get tired. It's going to abuse your hand. You don't want to go out and shoot 500 rounds at the range and then do that again and again and again and again, because it's gonna wear your hand out. That being said, if you're out at the range and say you are new to pistols, and this is your first pistol, if you do what is called limp wristing, I guarantee that you are going to have some issues. Limp wristing is pretty much not holding on to the weapon and letting the weapon actually kick or jump backwards in your hand. You really want to hold on to this pistol, because if you don't, and you limp wrist it, I can guarantee you that you're going to run into issues such as what's called a failure to eject or a failure to feed. Failure to eject meaning that the spent casing will get stuck in the chamber and it will not allow the next round to feed. And once that happens, it is a real pain in the butt to get out. It can be done fairly fast, but still in a critical defense type situation, you really don't want to have to be fumbling around with your weapon. The idea is to be able to cycle through a complete magazine or several magazines. Hopefully you'll never have to get into a gunfight like that without any issues. So it is a good, reliable pistol. You just have to remember you need to hold on to this thing. It may actually startle you like it did me when I fired it for the first time, because I didn't think it was going to have, I heard all the rumors about the kick, but I just didn't expect it to jump that much. It surprised me. When it comes to ammunition, I've tried several different types of ammunition through this gun. No issues whatsoever. Excuse me, I've even fired reloads through this. Never had any issues with the reloads as well. It's a very nice, reliable pistol. They do have magazine adapters. This is the one that actually comes in the kit. If you can see that, it's actually a little slide on. There's a little button here. You just push that in and it slides off. Just remember that the spring is going to try to shoot out as soon as you do that, so be very careful. But the standard one is just a flat plate. Take that little piece off of there, and it's a little flat plate. So it sits flush with the butt of the pistol. If I put it in there like that, it would be a straight line down there. They also have one that you can purchase, an aftermarket piece that's called a +1 adapter, which actually will give you this flush straight out this way and about the same length, but it's going to be flat. It'll just give you a little bit more of a grip. With something like this on there, if you've got small hands, that's great. Myself, this tends to want to dig into my pinky a little bit, and the funny thing is that I have fairly small hands. So that being said, I just ordered a +1 adapter to get on there. It's only going to add just a little bit to the length of the pistol, so in terms of concealed carry, it shouldn't be any issues for anybody. Again, it is a nice small pistol, very lightweight, not a whole lot to it. One of the misconceptions that I found, and I don't find it a drawback myself because I never liked using what you might call a slide release. I don't need a slide release. The only reason I ever need to have this is if perchance I want to lock the slide back. That being said, that's what that is a slide lock. Okay, from this position, if I wanted to, I could actually just take a round, snap it into this little thing right here, pull that out, and now I can actually disassemble my pistol. It's really not hard to disassemble. Just pull back a little bit, let that slide forward, it comes right off. It does come in several different colors. I just happen to choose the olive drab. The olive drab's actually a little nicer, in my opinion. A little harder to get a hold of, I guess, from what I understand from my gun dealer. He was having a hard time finding another one. He was hoping to get another one in the olive drab. But it does come with a gray or in black. You can also get the slide in chromium if you'd like. Which, hey, to each his own. I just like the idea that it's, a nice dull color, kind of a little more obscure than a big flashy silver thing, because I do use this for concealed carry. Going out to the range, I am able to get some decent groups. I did put a little piece of target in here. These are the groups I'm getting at about 15 feet. So it's a fairly accurate gun, and this is kind of factory settings on the sights, which do have a windage adjustment on the rear sight. They're nice little set of sights, easy to acquire. But you can adjust the windage on this, or you can get a kit that will allow you to put shims in there to raise it up if you need to. Again, though, right out of the box, this is the way I was shooting, so, you know, I'm guessing maybe that's just me. You know, different people may need adjustments. But all in all, I mean, it's a very nice concealed carry pistol, lightweight, again, easy to conceal because it's so thin. You can almost forget you have it, which, you know, I don't know if anybody would ever forget they have their pistol on them. I've heard people say, well, I almost forgot I had it. But yeah, that's not going to happen. Very nice weapon, decent price. I'll go back to KelTek, no problem at all. And by the way, their customer service, I did call them up because originally I was limp wristing this pistol, and I was getting failure to ejects. Again, the casing not coming out of the chamber, but I called them up and they asked me to try that, try holding on to it a little better or a little tighter. And once I held on a little stronger, I haven't had a problem since. One of the things, if you are new to firing pistols, that you're going to want to do is get out to the range and put a lot of ammo down range and get used to holding on to this gun, because it also builds muscle memory, which means that it's going to strengthen your wrists and your grip, and the more you fire it, the more comfortable it's going to be to fire. And that also being said, it is not a range pistol. It's not one you want to go out there and fire hundreds and hundreds of rounds down range, because your hand is going to be quite sore by the time you're done. I go to the range just to make sure that I'm still accurate, my target acquisition is correct, and that if I ever need to use this, God forbid I ever do, I'll be able to hit my target and not just throw ammo in all directions. So that's the reason I take it to the range, and I get more comfortable with it every time I go out. So anyway, that's my opinion of the KelTek PF9. Feel free to leave comments if you like, and good or bad issues that you've had with this pistol. By all means, leave a comment as well. Thanks.